All right. We are live now in Pell City, Alabama at Buffalo Wild Wings, getting ready for what will be a special week out in this part of the country. I'm Jim Dunaway. That's Lance Taylor. We'll give you some time to populate in here as we get going. What's a big night in the NBA, another big night in the NHL. I've got some college football betting odds to win a national championship. We'll get to that coming up a little bit later on. And we're going to talk about some life stuff. But tell everybody, Lance, while we're out here in Pell City.
Yeah, we're out here for Lakefest, and it's just an incredible event. Logan Martin Lakefest. It is coming up this weekend, the 10th through the 12th. It's actually Alabama's largest in-water boat fest. There's going to be over 100 boats, vehicles on display, food trucks. They'll have live music, absolutely free for the public. They're going to have that Velcro Pygmies concert on Saturday night. It's Mother's Day weekend. They will have free mimosas for mom. Go to, make sure I give you the right, LoganMartinLakefest.com is going to be the website. But yes, we're hanging out at the Buffalo Wild Wings. I've never been to this location. Cool location. Gone past it a million times. Heading to Talladega or Atlanta, I always see it on the left side. I always wonder how to get to it. Very, very accessible, but cool location. And glad to be out here.
King MJ is asking, who's that beauty at the table with us? Well, that is a bottle of Pappy is what this is.
Yeah. It is a bottle of 15-year Pappy. I've actually, as much as I love bourbon, this is the family reserve, and we're actually giving this away. Not just first come, first serve, somebody can come snatch it. There's QR codes. Our man, Justin Hoagland, you've got the QR codes over there, right? LoganMartinLakefest.com/Pappy. But if they come by here tonight, they can scan the QR code. Yeah. So they are going to give this away this weekend. Yeah, it will be this weekend at Lakefest. So if you've ever wanted Pappy, now your opportunity to possibly get it absolutely free.
All right. So we're out here. Camera angle's not going to improve. This is our setup out here where we're just enjoying a fun night out here. We're just enjoying a night out here, just celebrating life out here, LT. Going to have a little announcement.
Our man Justin's taking it
Let's
over.
pause the PA announcer for the introductions.
I told you it might be difficult for you and I to communicate, but we'll make it work, right?
All right. I say we go with it. It must be an important announcement. I'll say we'll let it roll.
We can let him roll. Yeah. He's talking about us right now.
Yeah.
So the next round line, we got Dunaway and Brown, LT. Guys are going to help put a lot of broadcast over here.
Player introductions. We do the national anthem after this. We do have to pause.
I don't know if I guess they're doing something too.
Yeah.
They're going to jump on with us. We'll give you more details.
If you're a whiskey drinker and you like whiskey, we got
But yeah. What do you think they do if we just pop that bottle of Pappy down the way and we knocked it out?
Yeah, what happens if we just open it up and start drinking it?
What makes me more nervous is somebody knocking that bottle off.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to survive the fall.
That's why I have it in the center here with a security guard. So
Is that what it is?
Yeah, working out good. All right, we'll get to your comments. We are going to talk about some subjects, but as always, you can ask us anything. The first obvious thing is, where is Brown? Brown is over there. He's got to leave for a family function, but he's out shaking some hands right now. Where is Taylor and Emily Grace? They're at an On to Victory Auburn function tonight, which is a really big NIL fundraiser in town. So they're hanging out with Hugh Freeze. Tomorrow, we're all at Greystone for the golf event, and it's the Drummond Company Pro-Am tomorrow. We'll be enjoying that, and we'll hopefully be talking to Nick Saban and Kalen DeBoer and Nate Oates and Hugh Freeze and Charles Barkley and Riley Green, all in our Coca-Cola studios coming up tomorrow. So we'll get to all that, but I'll ask you this afternoon, you were talking dog drama on the show. Where are we on dog drama as we sit here on the eve of Lakefest?
I think everything's okay. So dogs got crossed up a little bit. We've got a dog that is actually staying for a little bit with us. And Chili is what we would call territorial. And don't know exactly what happened, but came home and one dog's got laceration on neck and ear. And so there was blood pretty much all over the house.
Surface wounds only?
Yeah, superficial wounds.
Okay.
I don't think it's a big deal. We talked to Rab, our vet, and told him what the situation was. Bottom line is Chili's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you want to Wiesla for a little bit?
I do not. I love watching them play outside of your house when I'm inside.
I think Angus would definitely be dead.
Yeah.
Cockblock Charlie probably wouldn't make it either.
No, Charlie would be the first to go. Charlie is the aggressive one. Yeah. Charlie would try to protect Angus. So it would be a bad sight. LT is going to tell you about Lakefest. Couple of comments. LT can be the judge of this first. Jacob wants to know who's showing more leg right now, Dunaway or the girl in the middle. Use that shot over there. Let me take down the graphic. You make the call, LT. Dunaway or the girl in the middle? Who's showing more leg?
Actually, Dunaway, because she's got one leg up that is like strategically right behind the bottle of Pappy, it looks like. At least from my angle. I can't really
here's
tell.
the problem is my Indian-colored skin with a little sun, a little red, and I got a little pink hue shorts. So it looks like my shorts are actually right here. This is my... So she beats me. I don't want to.
Yeah, the Indian. I had a buddy reach out, and I haven't heard this expression in forever because I think it's really an old expression. But he's like, "I'll eat my hat if Dunaway's got 1% Indian in him."
Yeah, 1%. I don't know about 1%, but it shows up as less than 1%. That still counts because we talked about
I
it on
don't
the
think
air.
you've got a stitch of DNA.
That's right. Yeah. I've driven through a reservation.
Do you know if you're Creek, Apache, Choctaw? What are you?
My Cherokee first off.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure you've lost plenty of money at these reservations.
My forefathers got around, LT.
Most of them did back in the day.
Yeah, we talked a good game.
I don't know if
those Alabama winters got cold.
Per se, they got around. I don't think they were very selective.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. Speaking of selective, Bob's hoping that Rush Probst is our first guest here in Pell City. One-time high school football coach, no longer the high school football coach.
You know,
if Rush comes by, we'll say hi, and we'll get him on the air.
Again, my buddy Justin Hoagland out here. I don't know if he was joking or not about Rush Probst a couple of weeks ago when we were setting this show up, but I don't think Rush is going to be our guest tonight. But, hey, if he comes by, I'm all about having him on. You?
Absolutely. Rush could tell a million great stories. It would be fantastic to have him. I don't know how long we're going to be here, but we're here celebrating Lakefest as we get ready to go. That includes the Velcro Pygmies coming up. Sometime tomorrow or Thursday, we're actually going to talk to Cam, the man of the Velcro Pygmies, the guy who used to sing, Nicky. Remember that song?
I don't. I remember, I think his big was the P Control, right?
Yeah, but the little slow song on Prince, he'd bring...
No, P Whipped. P Control was Prince. Pull that back.
No, there was one moment in his show, at least back in my days, that he'd select a young woman out of this crowd like this, put her in her chair up on stage, and then he would basically give her a lap dance while singing Nikki.
Oh, yeah. I think I do remember that a little bit.
Yeah.
First time I saw those guys, mid-'90s, and he was going to jump on with us tonight. They've got a show. They were getting ready for the show. He could do audio only. Our current construct, we have to do a StreamYard. Anyway, not to bore you guys with that. Good chance he jumps on tomorrow or Thursday on the regular show with us.
We look forward to that. It'll be a great story time. Daryl says move the bottle so we can see the young lady at the table. Listen, if you're not getting enough below the table in this setup, it's only for the platinum viewers above the table. You got to be members only above the table.
Yeah, can we get one of those where people like drop in $1, and if we get enough, if we...
That's right. I got the same hat, but with our logo on it.
Oh, that gray would look better on you. I got to go light blue with the light blue.
Okay. Absolutely. I'll swap with you. I've already got that one duplicated.
I'll throw it on. I'll be a little Lakefester tonight.
I'll throw it right here.
Just had a fresh haircut from our boy Roni.
Lakefest.
You know what's an art? Not only is cutting hair an art, but if you can go in with matted, like I went to my guy Roni with matted hair. Like when I took my hair off, I looked like Squiggy, old reference, Laverne and Shirley, but the hair was matted all over the place, and he was able to not even like wash it out. He just cut around it, and I walked out. I was like, damn, I could go to a job interview.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy who actually goes to Paris every now and then and cuts hair from supermodels Fashion Week in Paris.
Yeah, until he fetched his wife out of Paris.
Yeah, but that's
doesn't really do that anymore, but yeah, very accomplished stylist. I wonder how many different topics we will get into tonight. Oh, look at that.
Oh, with a little pink hue. All this for our friends at Lakefest.
traded, by the way. I had the color combo here. Yeah.
Tell us about Lakefest again, LT. Everything going on.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that I get this exactly right. But our guys, Justin and Eric, they put this on every week. It's Logan Martin Lakefest and Boat Show, presented by Am First. It is coming up this weekend, Logan Martin Lake in Pell City, where we are right now. Free admission for the public. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend, including that free Velcro Pygmies concert coming up on Saturday night. Free mimosas for Mom for Mother's Day on Sunday. For more information, LoganMartinLakefest.com.
Stephen wants to know how much Neanderthal do you think's in my 23andMe?
Oh, quite a bit, right?
I am from Europe. I do have a little Danish in me. I do know that.
Oh yeah. Like when we got it back, the kids were so excited because it was just covered. Well, they thought it was going to be all over the world. They weren't as excited when I got it back. My point was going to be it was Western European. That's all it was. So 23andMe was really boring.
Don't forget, you can join us every day live, 9 to 12 Central, for our normal show. Couple of sports things before we get back to Lakefest and some of your comments. But let me just blow through these really quick. What am I watching right now, Bryce? You remember the National Signing Day when they had Fax Girl?
I'm going to have to get closer.
Why? Because you can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
Well, we're just
We've
talking
got
about
that damn Italian band. What are they? The remake of that song?
we were just talking about the Fax Girls.
Begging you.
Fax Girls' great legs back in the day on National Signing Day.
Wasn't that Mark Brunell's daughter?
People are wanting to know, was it?
I think it was.
People are wanting to know what they're watching right now, and they're seeing you, me, and a pair of legs on the
Do
show.
you think, look, is sexual harassment, does it matter if we're on site? Dunaway, look under the table.
Stop it. Family show here for the 1,000 or more of you who are watching right now. We're celebrating what is wonderful Lakefest.
I just want to see what the boundaries are here. I mean, we've got a bottle girl up here, right?
Yeah. Everyone should know this pole right here is the table. The table that is placed perfectly. That's my stand-up comedy act tonight.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you into something right now, or can we circle back?
I am not into anything
Okay, so
right now.
did you ever go to PT's back in the day, Hollywood Boulevard?
I did, yes.
So it's where Mexico Lindo is now, which you know. But that was the first time I was introduced to a sports bar. And I used to go watch the Rams there with the big satellites all the time. But the first new wave of sports bar was when Sterling and this incredible Buffalo Wild Wings staff opened the first Buffalo Wild Wings Highway 150. And that was in the year of 2003.
So our Sterling from Champies?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sterling Barber.
Okay.
His
Sterling
dad was
Barber.
Haley Barber, the governor of Mississippi.
Yes.
Him and his cousin started this concept in Alabama years. It's out of Minneapolis. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
I think it's a couple of women that have it in Minneapolis. I think they started the concept. But they brought it to Birmingham in 2003, and it is blown up. They've got them from Oxford all the way to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, 10 of them, I believe.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think that's what he was
But this
telling
was
me
the
earlier.
first time that, like, again, like as a kid, I would have done anything to have like the Marvel movies they have now, to have Sunday ticket, but to have a sports bar like this where you can go get really good food, sit back, relax for hours, and there's not a bad seat in the house.
Not a bad seat in the house, and a lot of fun all weekend long coming up with our Lakefest friends. We've been telling you about Lakefest for years, bigger and better every year, and the free concert with the Velcro Pygmies coming up. And the website, again, if you want more details on Lakefest.
It's LoganMartinLakefest.com. You can do the / was it whiskey, bourbon, Pappy? It was Pappy.
Yeah.
Pappy. I'm going to get this right.
Keep it casual.
Yeah.
Step on in. Tell him what it is. Get on the microphone. Tell him what it is.
Here's our man, Justin Hoagland. He's been behind the festival. How many years now?
We're going on 14 years, but to be able to register to get the Pappy, it's LoganMartinLakefest.com/Pappy. That will take you to the link. Just click on it. 1 ticket for $25 and the 5 for $100. So you save a little bit.
Well, we plan on you jumping on. Why don't you just pull a chair up and I'll just. Okay, don't worry.
It would be fantastic. Let's.
We'll get in close here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's everybody slide down a little bit.
Yeah, no
There we
HR violations here.
Perfect. I lost the bar blocking my crotch, but that's fine.
Okay, so 14 years in on this. Where it started to where it is now, like how many boats in water back 14 years ago? Do you remember when you first started this?
14 years ago, we had an attendance of about 150, 200 people, 2 boat vendors, so we had about 20 boats there. And then this year, we're going to have over 100 boats, and last year we had about 58,000 in attendance.
Wow.
It's grew a little bit.
A little bit, 58,000. So, I mean, year one was pretty much just friends and neighbors. Let's get around, drink, have some boats out there. We'll see where this goes. I mean, was there ever a vision that we want to make this one of the biggest, festivals in springtime outside of Birmingham?
I think that was our goal, and then they, Eric, or my partner in this, very good at marketing, so they contacted him because honestly, and we're very candid, the first 2 to 3 years, it did tank. I mean, it was to the point of going under, and, we decided that with knowing some more people in the community, knowing a couple of more boat guys, we knew we could get this thing off the ground if we had the right support. And so it's just continued to grow. And what's been the blessing behind it now is us turning it into a 501c3 nonprofit. People back us because it supports the community. And I'm going to say in the last 12 years, as of today, we found this out 2 weeks ago, we have given $500,000 back to the community and local charities, first responders, things like that. And that's anything minus production. We take all of our profits and put it right back into the community.
Well, that's what's great about this area, though, is it's so community oriented, is it not? Throw that microphone in front of his face. Tell us about just the community.
Yeah, I mean, just as a community being here in Pell City, I've been here going on 16 years now, and I had the opportunity to come up here and live on Logan Martin, and like I said, we love it. We may get called Lake Martin's stepchild, but we'll take that. So being on the lake's been on the lake. So, but it's a great time, and we encourage people just to come out because it's a family-oriented event. With Velcro Pygmies doing a family show, believe it or not, and now Pell City has one of the most elite splash pads in the state of Alabama, and what we decided to do is, there's a price to get in, but Lakefest covers that price, Lakefest weekend, so kids can come out and enjoy the splash pad for free, which some families are not able to do.
Right.
So we encourage them families to come out. The centerpiece of the event, of course, is the boat show. 100 boats on displays. If you like one, you can put one in the water, test drive it. And I reiterate to a lot of people that marinas and boat guys, they don't have say-so over deals. It's the actual company.
Boy, it's still difficult to get boats right now, right?
It is, but like warranties, manufacturers, things like that. So when you have these manufacturers and warranties, like these boat guys have to, like, it has to go through the not the dealer, but the company. So these companies are gracious enough to give them incentives just for Lakefest. So that's why I tell people in the springtime, and especially during Lakefest, you can actually save on a boat.
Well, we appreciate the partnership. You guys have been doing this. We go back to radio days when we were the round table. You guys were advertising with us to the next round. I can only remember the last few years of it being on Mother's Day weekend, or maybe it was just we started promoting the free mimosas for mom. Is it all? Do you guys try to line it up where it's Mother's Day weekend?
No, we actually had to change it, and everybody asked that question. To make it a short answer, people don't realize the busiest time of any marina in any body of water in the state of Alabama is Memorial Day weekend. It's busier than 4th of July because it's the first time people get out on the water. So our marinas and our boat guys, we're having to rig boats for Lakefest. They normally sell all of them. They don't get time off. Memorial weekend's the day next weekend, so they had to basically work 20 and 30 days straight. So it was killing our boat guys. And then we know moms like the lake, so we entice them with mimosas for moms, and we give all the mothers free mimosas. So,
well, you guys do a fantastic job. One more time, how people can register to get this bottle of Pappy. High demand here.
It is. It's a 15-year family reserve bottle of Pappy. If you get online, you can go to loganmartinlakefest.com/Pappy and enter right there.
Justin Hoagland. Appreciate it, buddy. We'll catch up with your partner in crime, Eric, here in a little bit. Lakefest, it is going on here in Pell City. It's going to be an active week for us. I mean, tomorrow, as you mentioned, we're going to be out at Regions in Greystone. What else do we have?
I think that's it for the week. It's a normal show. I mean, we've been going nonstop.
That doesn't sound too active.
Yeah, I mean, last week we were.
I'm going to see Uncle Steve at Floribama.
Yeah,
So
Steve and I are in on a pyramid scheme right now. Get rich pyramid scheme together. Me and him bought in on something, so we're hoping it hits big between now and June 17th.
interesting.
Yeah, so it'll
Can you
be good.
disclose what it is?
We can't go into it yet. I'll let you know if it is.
Okay.
I'll give you a little off the top. Brett says, hello, Miss Maddie. Bob says you can get St. Paul to play a TNR event. Maybe one day. Maybe you can play Lakefest one day.
Man,
the band.
I think, and I don't know this for a fact, I would think those guys are six figures now.
I think they're close. I think I heard the number for the event
Yeah.
down there, and that was not a headlining event.
So that's going to be a negative for the next round. But
Well, you don't know how big we'll get it, especially if Steve's pyramid scheme comes rolling in.
well, maybe Paul, he liked us so much, he would just literally throw us a bone and just come do an event for us.
Landmine Believer, goodness on who's that in the middle. I'm Jim. That's Lance. Lance was in the middle a few seconds ago when the guy from Lakefest was up here.
Yeah, when Justin was here.
When Justin was here. Any duck
Seating,
boats?
seating was tight, so we just decided to invite all right here at the
That's
table.
right. Well, yeah, we did not have. We don't have EG. We don't have Taylor. We don't have Kelsey or Reed or Lunsford or Melton or Tyler or Brown. I mean, we were down employees tonight.
This was like what you would think is a split squad spring training game,
Yeah.
where you've got EG and Lil T,
Yeah.
and they're somewhere downtown, Lakeview area. I think that's where the event is.
The Haven.
The Haven,
yeah.
And got us here.
Samuel writes in. Long distance dedication. Samuel says, how are we feeling on Mavs and Thunder? Here's what's happening tonight. We're already underway yet. We're about to tip.
Yeah.
Cavs and Celtics, where the Celts are 12.5-point favorite. And then Mavs and OKC tonight, where the Thunder are 3.5-point favorite. LT's got lanceslike.com, so you can go deal with that over there on his site. So he's not going to give you a play. I would tell you where Jimmy's landmine would go tonight. I like the Celtics giving the 12.5, and I like the Mavericks getting the 3.5. Those are my two plays tonight.
Well, I think this series with the Mavs Thunder, I know Samuel's asking about this. Luka, when is he going to have that breakthrough when it comes to the postseason and take the Mavericks? Steve, I think you and I had I think it still might be on the table. I've got Luka, I think, going to a NBA Finals before Dak goes to a Super Bowl. I think that's one of the things we have.
There's a Luka one. I'll have to check out.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But Luka is one of those players. When you look at this series, Gilgeous Alexander, Chet Holmgren, studs for Oak City. They've been consistent all year. But Luka is kind of the alpha of this series. And you've got two greats on each side with Kyrie Irving joining Luka. I actually lean Dallas in the series. I do. Got to steal either games 1 or 2 on the road. But I still think Oak City is so young. I've got a feeling Dallas, with their defense, will ultimately move forward to the Western Conference Finals.
With the 1,700 of you watching right now, I'll tell you I agree with Ricky. Celtics by more than 12.5. I'm with you tonight on that one.
I got plays on both games at lanceslog.com, where we've been really hot, but we were 0-2 in the NBA last night, so looking for a 2-0 tonight.
Jay Pear, who watches us out in Dallas, NBA's been kicking my teeth in, but I love the Mavericks tonight, he says. So do I.
That must not make you feel good.
Well,
if you guys are both, if Jay Pear is getting smoked, you're the landmine, you both have it, that's not good.
Sorry, Jay Pear, but I, too, like the Mavericks tonight. I did want to bring up one thing that was on our show today that is not sports related, but it involves a sports figure. What did you make of Terrion Arnold, his announcement on our show that he and Walker Hayes are about to release a country music song with Jalen Milroe dropping a couple of verses in the song?
I found it interesting that Kristen Saban was the one that kind of brokered the deal. I don't know what her affiliation is with Walker Hayes. That one song, I know it's crushed it. I would take the royalties, the residuals if I was him. It's one of the worst songs I've ever heard, the Applebee's song. But I think Terrion can probably help him out, carry him a little bit.
But I mean, it's not a parody song, but it's been used in commercials, and it was very popular when TikTok was getting to go fancy like that. He actually has done a couple of more songs with dances, so he's been able to turn it into a check. And I never fault anybody who turns anything into a check.
I mean,
there was a guy back in the 50s who wore a Bozo the Clown outfit and turned that into millions of dollars in Chicago.
It is amazing how some people can monetize things. Look, I'm sure Walker Hayes is a really, really talented musician. I mean, sometimes it probably gets to a point where you get sick of playing these small bars and clubs with nobody showing up. Like, if I could focus, if I knew how to write a song and you could write a song that would get picked up on a commercial, it's exactly what he did. Call it a novelty, whatever. Man, I'm sure the dude's printing money now.
Yeah. Weird Al probably is in a mansion laughing at us all, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is he still with us, or is he in heaven?
Oh, yeah, he's still with us.
He's still with us? Okay. I did want to bring up one thing off of before we update you on Lakefest again and give you more details, off of the Tom Brady roast the other night on Netflix, which is getting huge numbers on Netflix, by the way. It's their first ever live roast, getting huge numbers. TMZ reporting today that Giselle is upset about all the jokes about their marriage and her cheating, which proves that you can't have the jiu-jitsu teacher and eat it too.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, this makes my theory earlier, if you guys didn't see the live show today. And I had this conversation, with somebody a few minutes ago. I really believe Netflix was like, we really want to do a live roast. Who's a great celebrity? Tom Brady. He's an entrepreneur. He's a guy that would listen to this. Let's make him an executive producer. Bring in who he wants to roast. We'll have a series of writers. If you look in the credits, the writers, there was like 40 or 50 of them. So they had a team, and I really think the theme was, let's get political incorrectness back. There's a big push right now with comedians, and I think Tom Brady was cool with like, hey, look, Giselle banged out on me with her jiu-jitsu guy. You guys, fair game. I know it's some other of my kids. Let's have fun with it. I'm sure she didn't love it. She didn't have to watch it. And you know what? More importantly, she didn't have to bang her karate instructor.
Yeah, not karate. Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I don't want karate people.
I loved it. And not to give a lot away, because it ain't worth the 3 hours and 4 minutes. There were some really good parts. The athletes, when they got up there to roast, awful pretty much. The comedians are well worth it. But when Kevin Hart said, you should have known she's taking 8 classes a day and she's still a white belt.
Oh, my hearing is so bad. I thought he said white bitch.
No.
He said white belt?
No. Now, Jeff Ross came in and he said he was going to, like OJ, murder this white bitch tonight.
Yeah, okay.
But no, he said white belt.
Yeah. Jacob says Celts Knicks NBA Eastern Conference Finals. That would be a TV programmer's dream scenario to get the Celtics and the Knicks.
Celtics are there. Yeah. I mean, I would be absolutely floored if the Cavs were to win that series. And obviously with the Knicks, I thought Indiana did a really good job with Halliburton playing with back spasms to keep that game where it was. But I've got a feeling with the calls they got last night, and I know you don't believe in the conspiracy theory, but I think the Knicks and the Celtics will play in the final. I don't think it matters. Celtics are going to represent the East, and if you had to put me on the spot now, I would have said Nuggets, even going into last night. But now I feel really good that you're going to get the T-Wolves and the Celtics.
Hey, honest to goodness, we do have a stake bet since you're bringing up old ones. One of our oldest ones is I think I have until 2040 for the New York Knicks to win an NBA championship.
I think so too.
And I forget what I get back.
I'll let you know when I'm scared.
It's a lot. You're not scared yet?
No.
If they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, you can be scared?
I'll let you know when I'm scared.
The NBA Finals versus the T-Wolves?
Then we can start talking.
Okay.
Still not as talented as the T-Wolves.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know if you're scoring at home, but right now, just 11 wins away from an NBA championship. Am I right about that?
Okay. Well, I mean, you've done the math. I mean, so is that right?
You need 3 more here, 4,
you're right.
and then 4 more. 11 more wins away.
It's a lot.
I don't know if in my lifetime they'll ever get closer than that right there. Landmine Believer, I'm telling you, TNR roast of Jim Dunaway would do numbers. I think the more interesting roast would be that of LT.
Yeah, here's the problem with me. I think where I am right now in my headspace, my balance in life, I don't think I would get upset like I used to. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, some situation went down on Sunday, and I was beyond frustrated. Basically, was in a situation for 2.5 hours. I couldn't really do anything about it. Never lost my cool. So I think you guys could kill me. I'm kind of an open book anyway. I mean, I know I've got more dirt, probably more material. I think you would be more fun because, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it'd just be fun to roast all of us.
I think you have more dirt, so it makes it more fun.
Maybe, but again, I don't think I'd really care.
I mean, I would be a big ball of tears and emotions.
Oh, yeah.
I would take it
because all we'd have to do is take personal shots.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you do in these things is take personal shots. There'd be jokes about my weight, about my hair, about my teeth, about my age.
Dude, I mean, the Jeff Ross kid, who's the professional roaster, the shots he takes, my God, or the shots that are taken at him are even worse than the ones he gives out.
Hey, just past the top of the hour, this is the next round live at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Pell City. A little station identification along the way. We think we're going to be here about 59 more minutes. We'll get to some topics you can talk about, but basically we'll talk about anything. We're here celebrating the Lakefest that's happening this weekend, throughout the weekend, including Mother's Day, here over on Lake Logan Martin. And you can get this Pappy's bottle, a chance to win that. All you have to do is go to the QR code here at Buffalo Wild Wings, great location. Or you can go online at the website for the Lakefest again.
Yeah, LoganMartinLakefest.com. It's LoganMartinLakefest.com. Go on there, do the /Pappy. And, /Pappy. You can register right there. Or if you're in the area, drop by, say hello. Everybody's having a good time up here getting ready for the NBA playoffs. Do the QR scan, and somebody's going to walk home with this bottle this weekend.
Bob says Kevin Hart actually hinted near the end of this that there will be more on this road.
Yeah, okay.
So let me ask you. Here's a conspiracy theory. Giselle is upset. Netflix announces in a month the Giselle roast. And there's a bunch of celebrities that come and roast Giselle, but they take a lot of shots at Tom Brady in that one. Would that play?
I don't think it would be as mainstream. Like, I don't know who Giselle's friends are. She's a Brazilian supermodel.
Yeah, every good-looking girl on the planet.
I mean, how many of those people... Okay, so Cam from the Velcro Pygmies saying we can send the Zoom link now. Can we still do that? Or
Brown can. We'd have to get Brown on the phone. I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Would you ask Brown if he could send Cam a Zoom link, and we'll talk to a Cam of the Velcro Pygmies?
We're trying to do it.
Yeah.
Just got to see if we can do it still.
We'll try to do it. So we did not send one earlier?
We were going to, and then we were told audio only, so I really don't know.
If you talk for a little bit, I may be able to do it.
Yes, I will talk for a little bit. So back to Kevin Hart alluding to the fact that we're going to do more of these. He kept resetting the show. Apparently it was live Sunday night. I didn't watch it till last night, but he kept going, everything's going well. Let's keep the energy going. We're thinking about doing more than these. And I think he purposely would go back and he'd be like, rewind the teleprompter, letting everybody know that obviously the athletes and a lot of the celebrities were reading, but I think he wanted nobody to get the vibe that I got, that everything, like, I think they rehearsed this. Like, I think they had people come up before the live show ever got there, and I think it was, like, the Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft thing to me was so forced. Like, I don't really think like, if I'm Robert Kraft or Bill Belichick, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't have to go do a shot with this guy.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Jay Pear says, I've loved today. Live show and now tonight has been Conspiracy Theory Tuesday.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
You and Brown really got on that today. What if telling Jeff Ross to not say anything else about the massage was also staged? Stephen wants to know.
Okay,
do you think it was?
So I didn't think it was until that I figured out that I believe the whole thing was staged. And then I think that was another example of Tom's going to get up there. He's going to say this to Jeff Ross where people don't think it's staged. So I'm convinced the whole thing was kind of staged. But again, that was the most entertaining I've ever seen Kevin Hart. We've had him on the show before a couple of times. I don't really think he's funny, but I thought he was pretty funny last night.
Brown is saying with this setup, we can't do that, though. We'll have to do it on the show Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, but we can do it on the show tomorrow or Thursday.
Tell him I got 1,000 questions, though. I'd love to do it. We can talk privately off the air. Because I don't see how they're still doing it. Because I used to watch the Velcro Pygmies when I was in college.
They started in 1992 out of Louisville, Kentucky. So you think about it, they've been doing it for 32 years.
I graduated college in 1988.
I don't think they started till 92.
So I wasn't in college when I saw them.
I think you were creeping down, hanging out with the college kids at the underground in Montevallo.
Yeah, 100%.
Did they play Montevallo? Or did they play the underground?
They played the underground. Yep. They played. I guess I saw them a lot at Louis and at the music hall over the years.
Yeah, I saw them. They did a major tour through all the band parties in Tuscaloosa, and the dude looks the same. The Cam guy, he's still tan. Pretty cut up for whatever age he is.
That's what people were asking. People were asking earlier is how the lead singer of the Velcro Pygmy keeps his abs at his age.
Yeah, I would think he's not going to want me to say this. I would think that Cam's 60.
Oh, he's easily 60.
And at 60, the tan. I think anybody can keep the tan. Like Richard Hamilton.
Yeah. But what about the abs?
Leonard Hamilton's definitely got a tan. But Richard Hamilton had a tan until he died. The abs, it's a little more difficult. Water, lettuce, starvation, I don't know.
Hey,
good genetics.
Little over 2,000 people watching right now. We just dropped this QR code. The TNR golf card is up. If you're a golfer, $99, 4 courses, some great courses you can play. Get details, nextround.store, and jump in there. And enjoy the golf cart. And $99 gets you 4 rounds, including cart. It is a great value, and you've got all summer to end up using it. I had dinner before we started. I had some wings here at Buffalo Wild Wings. The habanero honey, a new flavor. It was so good.
I think the habanero honey, so it was the barbecued honey was always my favorite.
Yep. So we're good on that?
Yeah, we're good on that.
Okay.
He said he's good for tomorrow on the link.
Okay.
So
we'll get Brown to reach out to him tomorrow.
Yep.
So Cam from Velcro Pygmies on the show tomorrow if it fits into the schedule of Brown's already booked guests there. Yog 10-10-10. Love Jay Wright's Villanova's team. Has me pulling for the Knicks. Well, they were 3 Villanova players that were responsible with either scoring or assisting in 109 of the 122 points last night. The Villanova 3. That was 2016 when they won that championship.
Yeah.
And that they're so impactful 8 years later is pretty impressive.
Yeah. DiVincenzo, like watching him I love the explosion and everything he did for those Villanova teams. And, he goes to the Bucks, and I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be able to find a spot. I think he's so comfortable playing with Jalen Brunson, and why wouldn't you be? Jalen Brunson, watching him a couple of years ago with Luka with the Mavs, I thought he was a really good complement player, but he ain't a complimentary player. He's a legitimate, and I know I say this, and there can only be 10 guys, but Jalen Brunson is a top 10 guy right now. Anthony Edwards is a top 10 guy right now. A lot of these guys obviously still playing in the NBA playoffs, but it's a fun team to watch.
Back in the chat room to the roast of the TNR folks, Dave says you guys don't need to roast Dunaway. The chat room does that every day. Kevin says Brown would be the one that would take it all more personally. Bubba Head says LT's dirt equals felonies, LOL.
I'm trying to. I don't think I've ever committed a felony. Yeah, high bar. Maybe statute of limitations would be gone.
So you could have played tight end for the Patriots.
I say that. Look, there's been the probably. We found out today that the guys dumping garbage. And I've never dumped garbage, but guys dumping garbage in the Atlantic Ocean and trash today, 3rd-degree felony. So there probably was some felonious activity. I don't think it's anything that would come up on the roast, though.
Yeah. Samuel says some of the Next Round live shows feel like a roast of Jim anyway. I have to catch myself from piling on over and over in the chat room anyway. I hear you, Sam. I feel that way, too, when I leave and go home. I go home. Sometimes I have to pet a dog.
Love, man. All love.
Have to pet a dog sometimes. All right. Keep the chat moving over there. We appreciate you guys so much as we roll on. Our fine folks here at Buffalo Wild Wings in Pell City. Great host. Always a great place when you're over here on the lake to swing by here and have lunch or dinner or take the wings out on the boat. Get you a to-go order and go out there and enjoy great chicken wings while you float on lovely Logan Martin Lake. So that's a good thing to do. Great beer selection here And this is one of the brighter, cleaner of these 10 locations. It is wonderful.
It's a great location. My man Sean runs it. He's been with the Buffalo Wild Wings family. I want to say, oh my God, I want to say
14 years.
Yeah, that's about right. I think it's between when they started in 2003 in this market and within the first 5 years. But with these guys a long time, they do a great job. And so come hang out with us if you're driving around.
Yeah. As we roll on tonight,
give me something good, Dunaway.
You want something good?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I thought I've given you great stuff already, but I got another one.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Keep them coming.
See, I would be great at a roast. I think I've been pretty good so far. It's been one of our more
I got invited,
more interesting on-location shows of all time.
It's funny. I got invited to. I had a prior commitment, and this is before Clay Travis blew up. But his wife reached out to me, and she's like, "We're doing a roast," and it was when Outkick was just getting going, like in year 3. But they were doing a big roast, and I couldn't make it as one of the roasters. And I remember Verno calling me up, and he's like, "You got some good stuff on Clay." And Verno annihilated Clay. But I helped give him some stuff, and he came up with some other stuff that was pretty incredible. But I've never really been part of a roast. I mean, I'd be all about it.
Yeah, I would not be good at it. Steven, Anthony Edwards, best player in the league. Is he in the conversation at least at the age of 22?
Well, Steven, I think from where Anthony Edwards was rookie season to where he is right now, and the jump he's made and the way he's playing right now in the postseason, I mean, he is absolutely fearless. You know, everybody's talking about right now over the last 4 games, Jalen Brunson, and he's been incredible, averaging over 40 points. But Anthony Edwards has been right there, averaging 36.5. Doesn't have a weakness in his game. Charismatic kid. I brought this up Monday on the next round. There were people saying that they believe at 22, the only players that were better were Jordan and maybe it was Kobe.
Wow. That's a big group to be in right there. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, NBA playoffs are just underway or will be starting momentarily as we go tonight with the Cavaliers and the Celtics. Where the Celtics are a big favorite to win that series, and Mavericks and OKC later tonight. There were 4 teams in college football, all of college football, FBS and FCS, 4 teams that took in 0 transfers this year. I'm going to give you 3. You named the 4th.
Okay, so this is in the old Power 5 or the Power 4 now?
This is all of FBS, all of FCS.
Okay.
There are only 4 teams that have 0 transfers.
Okay.
You ready? Army, Navy, Air Force, and if this was like a game show, some non-sports fan would say Marines, but they don't have a football team.
Army, Navy, Air Force. Oh, no.
All of FBS and FCS, Army, Navy, Air Force, and
Citadel.
Oh, that would be a good answer. Incorrect. The Clemson Tigers.
I just don't understand this. And Eric McLean from the ACC Network was on our show last Thursday, and he still thinks Dabo, after winning 2 national championships, has a handful more. And a lot of people think that Clemson is going to be really, really good this year, only losing 1 guy to the draft. But I don't know how you compete. It's one thing with NIL, like I'm not going to accept that, which is dumb. But to not bring in guys from mid-majors that can help you immediately at positions of need makes no sense. What do you spend that money on if you're not bringing guys in?
Samuel says Nebraska. Samuel, I will tell you, Nebraska had no players transfer out. They had nobody leave.
To me, that's the most impressive thing. And people could take a shot and they'd be like, well, Nebraska was 5-7 and the roster sucked. They still had talented guys on that roster. And for all of those guys to buy into the culture that Matt Rule is building right now, and Joel Klatt, that's a guy that we respect. I think he's one of the most respected guys in college football, and he should be. To have Nebraska in his preseason 25, he really believes Huskers are going to win 8 or 9 games this year.
All right, about 45 more minutes here in Pell City. We'll talk more to someone for the Lakefest group here in a second. But tell us again, LT, about Lakefest, what it is for those We're a little over 2,300 people watching on our video platform right now. So as we look at 2,307 people, maybe they don't know what Lakefest is. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, so our buddy Justin Hoagland, one of the guys with Eric that put this event on, was talking about 58,000 people last year. Planning on more people this year. It's Logan Martin Lakefest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst. It's going to be the 10th through the 12th this weekend, right down the road, Logan Martin Lake. Free admission for the public. Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats, vehicles on display, vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend, including the Velcro Pygmies. And it's Mother's Day weekend. Free mimosas for mom on Sunday. LoganMartinLakefest.com for more information. And when you go to that, do the / put in Pappy and register for an opportunity to win this bottle. Even if you don't like bourbon, which if you don't like it, you hadn't tried it. But even if you don't, this would be an incredible. Can you imagine getting this from one of your kids for Christmas?
It would be fantastic.
I would say that my kid is successful at that point.
A friend of ours named Ian just had his 40th birthday, and he got other gifts, but all of his guy friends pitched in and gave him a bottle of that.
I saw that.
And,
yeah. Our buddies Ian and Lauren.
Yep. And
were you upset they didn't invite you?
I may have said that to Lauren. Yeah. Can you see my DMs?
I was in the pool. Like, I wasn't in that group chat with them.
You took the picture, right? You were there?
Yeah.
That would have made me feel worse. It made me feel worse if Brown was invited.
I don't know if you know this, not to talking to our +1 here.
Yeah.
He doesn't worry about me. Very jealous of Brown. Is that fair?
I just like
it's more competition.
I like to be included, right? And LT has no problem telling me what he's doing or what he's going to do and not inviting me. He has no problem with that. He will tell me what he's doing. I'm going to the ocean this weekend. I'm going to the Floribama. You're not invited, but that's what I'm doing. If I ask Brown,
we went to the beach on Friday.
I know, but I'm just making a point here. If I ask Brown what you doing this weekend, he says, "Oh, I got plans."
He's
very
"What's
your plans?" He's like, "Just some stuff."
Yeah.
So, and that bugs the crap out of me.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I got stuff.
Yeah. And then LT will come back and say,
"Yeah, I didn't
did Brown have fun in Nashville?" And I was like,
"It is like I've told people this. So we've been doing the show together for 14 years. We're all really tight. Like, there's a lot of shows that don't like each other. We all like each other, but a lot of times on weekends we'll go separate ways because we work a lot together. We spend a lot of time together. I did when we started doing this. I thought you and Brown spent a lot more time outside of the show. Now, you guys do when we're on the road. Like, we make fun of you guys going to dinner, all that kind of stuff. But, like, I thought, like, on weekends, like y'all would watch each other mow each other's grass or something.
We've never talked about this, but all 2,360 of you now, if you would like to lay down on the couch, we can have a little therapy session. When we did Dunaway and Brown, and it was us before it was the round table, before you joined the group, Brown and I watched football games together every Saturday, or we would go to the games together. We'd have dinner out. We'd have lunch out together every day.
I want to say that's weird, but
we did it. We would go to lunch. Our show was in the afternoon. We'd go to lunch, or if it was in the middle of the day, we got moved around a lot. We'd go afterwards. We'd watch games on Saturdays together.
So when did he stop liking you?
As soon as he met you. As soon as he met you, and you were cooler.
It's not like I'm hanging out with him.
If you will go back, and I know this is always there forever. I think I've told him this before. If you'll go back and look, Brownie's hair was different when he was with me. He started doing his hair like you. He started dressing better when he met you. I mean, I'm not going to call single white male here like the old movie, but
terrible movie. I don't know what that would have to do with him not hanging out with you anymore, because it's not like I'm not taking up his time.
No, you're cooler than I am.
No, but Brown's got his own circle of friends.
He does. He's grown a lot over the years, but back then, I mean, you can go back and look at our pictures from 2010 on, how he morphs into a little bit closer to you every day.
I don't know anything about that, but I am.
It's okay. You're like the cover of GQ.
I shouldn't have brought this up, I guess.
No. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother him. It's just where we are in life. I mean, who wants to be an elderly old man? That's what I am now, right? I hear you. I'm glad you're on the show today. Appreciate you. Lakefest is why we're here. I wanted to ask you, speaking of lakes, best day on the lake you can remember. I'll go first while you think.
Okay. Yeah, give it to me.
My single days, I was in Lexington, Kentucky. And my college friend Ruth and her twin sister Robin lived outside of Dallas. And their group of friends, we were all in our 20s then. What was I, 25?
Her name was Ruth?
Ruth and Robin.
Jeez.
And they were 2 of 4 sisters. They were twins. And listen to our show every night, maybe watching right now out in Dallas. Plano, actually. So they were like JR is what they called me. Before I was Jim, to them I was JR. So they stuck with that.
Did you feel like that was a salute to Dallas?
No.
JR Ewing?
It was they didn't like calling me Junior, which is what I was called when I was a kid. So it morphed into JR. So they were like, hey, we go every week on this pontoon trip on Lake Texahoma. And basically it's 2 pontoon boats. We get kegs. And we set sail on Friday as soon as everybody gets there, and we don't come back until Sunday night, and it's a drunk fest. So all the food, all the alcohol.
How bad does everybody smell?
Well, you've heard me tell the story of jumping in the lake, and the girls used the shower on the pontoon boat. There were showers on those little skinny RV-like showers, but the guys, we just jumped in the lake with the ivory soap when we dock on the little islands at Lake Texahoma, and we would just wash off in the lake. But it was a drunk fest. And, Jimmy's single back then. Nobody was married on the boat. Very few people were in relationships. So on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think I hooked up with 3 different people, makeout sessions. So that's my favorite time on the lake.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kissing.
Some Sodom and Gomorrah out on the lake. What lake was it?
Lake Texahoma.
Yeah, mine was going to be really a simple, like Jason Russell's family took me to the lake.
Yeah. I was calling it on Sunday night. Lex, text no more.
We docked. We did the old boat ramp. His parents took us out there, packed lunches. We were like 16. First time I was wakeboarding. Very, very special memory.
Yeah.
I never had the debaucherous weekend on the pontoons.
Never ever?
No, not really. I've seen some crazy things on the lake, but
have you gone to the lake more or the ocean more?
Oh, the ocean.
Yeah. Not a big lake person?
No, I love the lake. Perfect world. I'd love to have a lake house, beach house, everything involved. But we've got really good friends that have lake houses. I know you do too. And so we're fortunate. We were invited last weekend, and I love going to the lake. I think the lake's incredible. I can't imagine being on a pontoon boat for 3 days and not bathing. And I would think toothbrush is one of my essentials. You guys are
yeah. Brush your teeth there in the kitchen area. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
you're not an animal.
No.
So did you kiss both the twins?
No, the twins and I have always been friends. We've never made out.
Okay.
Yeah. I, honest to goodness, cannot tell you. I can picture them, but I cannot tell you the names. I wish we had cell phones.
So how do you know? Then. How do you know they still watch and listen?
Oh, Robin and Ruth know, right? I know them. I don't know the two of the girls on the boat that I was infatuated with for a few hours.
Oh, I got you. For a few hours.
Yeah, I don't want to find them.
So
now
you don't know living or dead.
In my head, their memory is always 25.
Yeah,
they're 25. They did not age one bit.
But you have no idea.
My memory. They are exactly those 25-year-olds on Lake Texahoma. I'm sure that's the way they want to be remembered.
But
I think I'm better looking right now than I was back then, honest to goodness.
I don't know. I didn't know you back then. I've seen your headshots, but I would think your headshots were probably in your 40s, early 40s.
The ones you've seen were in my 40s.
Yeah.
And I think I'm better looking now than in those headshots.
I mean, I'd have to think about it. Sure. I can give you that.
You can't give me a compliment to save your life. Betting odds to win the national championship in college football coming up in a moment. But let's jump into some more of the chat. Dunaway going home tonight to find Polaroids of the twins. The twins and I were always just friends.
The funny you bring up Polaroids, because was there not something, and we'll ask Cam with the Velcro Pygmies tomorrow when he's on the show, because they're going to be performing at Lakefest this Saturday. Admission is free to the public, so free concert there, free mimosas on Sunday. LoganMartinLakefest.com for more information. But didn't you say there was like a Polaroid book that the Velcro Pygmies had?
I don't think we're going to talk about that on the air, but I mean, unless Cam ever gives us the okay.
Well, they didn't catch your meat and put it in their book, did they?
No. I don't think that's for public knowledge.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pull that one back real quick.
Yeah.
But maybe it was a different band. It might have been Metal Rose.
It could have been. Could have been Male in the Party Hats.
Could have been Mel in the Party Hats.
Could have been Cheeseburgers.
There were a lot of those cover bands, which, okay, so like if I go to a concert and I really don't like the music, I'd rather just have a Bush League cover band.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you can't blame a band for taking pictures over the years of tours.
Oh, no. Like if I was ever in a band,
Yeah.
that would have been, next level.
John says
I can't
880
sing or
watching
play
on
an
Twitter.
instrument.
Thank you.
What's that?
John says 880 in Twitter, watching on Twitter. Thank you. 25, a little over 2,500 watching you on all of our video platforms now. We appreciate you guys being along with us for the ride. We're Buffalo Wild Wings in Pell City. I am Jim. That is Lance. And
It's our friend, Maddie.
it's our friend Maddie.
Yeah.
We're going to introduce her now.
Well, I mean, she's just kind of hanging out. She doesn't have
33 more
mic-
minutes to go in the show.
We're short of microphones here.
Okay, we're going to have one more Lakefest guest coming up here momentarily.
Eric Cush is going to join us in a little bit. He's one of the guys behind the magic that is Lakefest. He's going to join us in a few minutes to talk about 14th Lakefest.
Steven says Jim always thinks if he roasts himself on the show, then no one else. If he beats everybody to the punch, then it doesn't hurt as much if he cuts himself down.
I think self-deprecation, if you dog out yourself enough, I don't think people think it's a big deal when somebody else says.
Yeah.
You know, one day you're going to be okay with people criticizing you.
I mean, I think I handled it fairly well.
Can I tell you a quick story? So,
Is it criticizing me?
no.
Okay.
No. This is so.
Then go ahead.
May is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and Johnston RV, they are pairing up with us, and we're going to do some really cool things, and we're letting guys know, and for the women out there too, same thing. You're not alone if you're struggling with anxiety, depression, any of that stuff. But I told you guys since the moment we went to Indianapolis, I've seen a therapist, and it's not every month, every other month, sometimes every month. It's hard to, unfortunately, where we are right now with this it's an epidemic. And with so many people struggling, it's hard to get in front of a therapist or a counselor. I do all of mine on Zoom because my guy's in Montgomery. But anyway, my point was going to be, I had a meeting with him today. I completely forgot about it. So I jumped on a Zoom with him at 3 o'clock. That's an hour. And 5 minutes in, we're just talking about the Tom Brady roast. And at like 3:30, I was like, hey, I'm going to let you bolt because I really don't have anything to share. My point is, I used to have these deep sessions, and he was telling me, he was like, man, I looked at your chart earlier. He was like, we used to go a full hour, and we needed to go a lot more, and it was just me spewing nonstop. But I feel like I'm in such a good headspace from getting on a med and getting the therapy I needed that I don't even need to talk to the guy all the time. Like, I bailed out at 30 minutes, paid for a full hour, but I'm just saying, you can get help out there.
Yeah, I think it's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
I think
So I was saying that maybe one day you should get help.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Maggie's been telling me that we've been married for 25 years, for 27 years now.
There is a stigma that you are weak if you get help. If you believe that, then more power to you, whatever. I don't believe in that. I think we have a infrastructure, and we have a support system, and we have professionals out there that can help you out.
I think you have to be willing to be open and honest in your session for it to work.
Well,
and every time I've been in it, whether it was a marriage counseling or the one other time I went to therapy to try it out, I don't think I was open and honest enough to where it would help me. I think I tried to be entertaining and tried to win over the therapist, and I don't think I've ever hit rock bottom enough to be open when I get there. I've been up to that line several times.
So you've only done it one time.
I've done one personal and then 4 marriage.
Well, see, they probably
counseling
would have diagnosed you with I don't know what the medical term for trying too hard would be.
Yeah, chronic bullshitter would have been instant.
I do think, and I kind of kid with you, I think you're fine, but anybody that needs to unpack trauma, I think it's important. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just saying everybody can get to a good space if they've got the right support system around them.
Yeah, we love all you guys, and we appreciate everything you do for us. You help me with my mental health every day by letting us do this. Without this show, I would not be where I am right now. I appreciate it so much.
So Justin
more
Hoagland, who we had on earlier, the 14th annual Logan Martin Lakefest, we had him on telling all the details. The speaker you hear over us, they're actually going through some things right now here at the Pell City Buffalo Wild Wings. But we are getting ready for NBA action tonight. We appreciate Justin announcing us here, and we appreciate you guys hanging with us.
I went straight like I was starting lineup in the American League.
Hey, are you going to be in town this weekend? I think you should come buy a boat. There was a time that you wanted to buy a boat on the show like 4 or 5 years ago.
The problem is housing the boat when I'm not on the boat.
It's called a wet or dry marina.
Like if I had a lake house, then I could just put it on the lift, pull it up, and it could just hang out there. The boat could live there. But without a lake house, which is a bigger purchase than just the boat, I could afford the boat. I can't afford the lake house.
Keep it out in your neighbor's yard. It's always a good look, right?
It's a pain in the butt to haul it back and forth. I'm not going to do that.
I've never personally, I've always wanted my friends to have the boat.
That's the best way to go. I will tell you, I'm sure they've got one on Lake Logan Martin here, but down in Lake Martin, they've actually got pontoon boats you can rent for the day. If you've got your legal boating license, you can rent it for the day and take it out.
So we're going to be down Gulf Shores this weekend. And you remember the boat we've been on a few times for the Floribama. That boat's out of the water now. So we are going on a boat Friday, Floribama pontoon boat out in the Gulf.
Out in the Gulf?
Yeah.
The Floribama pontoon boat? I can't imagine that.
We got a captain, though. I think it's going to be fun. We'll go to Pirates Cove. I love being on boats as long as I can see the shore. I'm an absolute poon when I get out too far. I get motion sickness. I can't do the deep sea fishing. Just not my element. I know people swear by it, love it. But I love boats as long as I'm in close. Any boat on the lake, any boat on a river, any boat in the bay, I'm good.
Yeah, I love the water. I love the lake. I enjoyed our 4 hours on the beach together last week. It was a really good time, and I look forward to getting back down there soon. All right, we're going to talk to someone about Lakefest in a second. Until we get to that, a couple more comments here. Find a marina gym. Well, that's more cost there, storing in the marina. That really gets into it. Off of your mental health discussion, Clay says he's watching us on Facebook right now. Clay, thank you for joining us on Facebook. On all of our platforms, we're at $26.95 right now. That's on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. We appreciate all you guys jumping on with us right now. 2,700. Thank you as we hit that number there. People need to talk to people about their issues. If not a therapist, then someone you can trust and open up to who will actually listen. Being a good friend can really be important.
Well, I'll tell you, man, it's really difficult. It's hard to trust people. I think everybody realizes that. But I think you can figure out who you can trust, like whether it's one or two friends, or back to you talking about like you didn't feel like you could open up. I do think 99% of the therapists, I think they're airtight. And I think that's like when I first went, that was one of the more fulfilling things because I had serious trust issues. And most of that was based on my own actions. But once I opened up, like I can't tell you the weight that is like lifted to be able to talk about any and everything. And I think it's really important to unpack, I deem it trauma, at least from my perspective. But, a lot of people need to do that.
Okay, let's see how many local bands between the chat room and us we can name that we've seen, like the Velcro Pygmies, who will be here at Lakefest this weekend, all right? So the Velcro Pygmies is one. You name one.
Quiet Riot.
What?
kidding. Local, right?
Give me a band.
I was gonna
not necessarily local, but like a cover band that played local clubs or parties.
I will say Telluride.
Telluride started that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go Mel and the Party Hats.
I would go Metal Rose.
I'll go Cheese Brokers.
I will go Super T. Super T, and I forgot his band. Little big black fella he wore a cape, dressed like Superman.
Oh, yeah. I'll go. In fact, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, John Adamson, lead singer for 4 a.m. back in the day. 4 a.m. Used to play the Supper Club at Auburn, Montevallo and Tuscaloosa, and some other local places.
I'll go the Vallejo Brothers.
Oh, that's a good one. The Vallejo Brothers. I remember them. I saw them. The Vallejo Brothers. Oh, I may be out. Help me out, chat room.
How about Razzmatazz at Hogan's? You walk in there, those guys, it's like, holy hell, what do these guys spend the night? Like, they're here nonstop, and they're still playing shitty music.
Bob says Loose Stone. Is that a band? Did you ever see Loose Stone?
No. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a possibility.
Four on the Floor. Did you ever see Four on the Floor?
4 on the Floor quite a bit. That was a good wedding band party or wedding party band.
Ryan says, no joke. I thought they were actually from Vallejo, the Vallejo Brothers.
I mean, why would you not?
Yeah, why would you not? The Vallejo Brothers.
I remember the Vallejos played at City Stages, which to me, we just got back from, we can't call it a music festival, but our
That's
man
right.
Todd Coder, what they put on this past weekend in Miramar, that was a great event. But City Stages in its heyday was absolutely incredible. Now, maybe it was because I was younger, but I loved it.
On YouTube, Chris, the Swampers. Did you ever
Don't
see
remember the
Swampers?
Slumpers.
Nope. On X, Yother says, Adelaida, that's sort of new. I've seen them. Course of Nature, haven't. Red Halo, I saw.
Oh, Red Halo. My man, I was talking about my man in Red Halo. So it's just so random. But his name was Chance, by the way, or his name is Chance. I shouldn't call it past tense. But we would do, so Wednesday night I've always done OD's team trivia. Thursday night at Gray Bar, Greg had me and Rocky up there. We would do sex trivia. Do you remember that? I think you came one night.
To sex trivia?
Yeah.
Great Bar.
Great Bar,
I did, one time.
Yeah.
You got a door prize, a sex toy when you walked in.
You did. We had T-shirts, we had videos, we had glass objects. A lot of different things, but Chance from Red Halo would play right when we would get done.
That's right.
And so him and I kind of struck up a friendship. And Red Halo, man, they were talented, especially Chance.
Also from Yother, Brother Kane, which
Brother
I guess
Kane.
started out.
Did the Cover Girls with Gene Lively's daughter get on there?
Not yet. Matthew Mayfield from Ryan, Chevy 6 from Bob. Seth said the crawfish boil used to be so good. Crawfish boil at
Schaefer's.
Yeah, Schaefer's. Yeah. I saw at Crawfish Boil. I saw John Mayer one time.
Wasn't Snoop Dogg there one time? No, Snoop Dogg was at City Stages.
Hootie and the Blowfish was there one time. The guy that played the harmonica that never wore, always had dirty feet. Blues Traveler.
Yeah.
Blues Traveler was there.
What was his name? John Popper?
Yeah, he hit on Maggie.
The big fat guy did?
Yep. She said no, we were married.
Now,
it was a win for me.
Okay, so that's John Popper. John Mayer hits
John Mayer. I was in trouble. That was her favorite. Yeah. If I walked in, candles were lit, and John Mayer was playing, I knew I had to go to work.
She'd tell you to get out.
I knew I had to go to work. I'm good right now.
Hey.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Split the darts.
So we are talking Lakefest here. We're at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Pell City. Eric Hush joins us. How are you, friend?
Man, I'm doing so good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good to see you. I was telling your partner in crime, Justin, you guys have been with us for a long time. I didn't realize it was 14 years in.
14 years. I remember year one. It was kind of a disaster. We had to learn a lot. We had to keep building the event, keep making it a little better. We're proud of it now, man. We're going to bring out 40, 50,000 people over the weekend to Lakeside Park in Pell City this weekend. It's just a really, really special event. The community's really embraced it. Even outside of Pell City, everywhere from Tuscaloosa to Douglasville to Huntsville to Montgomery. A lot of folks coming in for the event, so we're ready to welcome them.
With us promoting the event for the last couple of weeks, I mean, we kind of touch on the details. Free mimosas for mom, Velcro pygmies, fireworks. But how important is it when you're doing something like this and you're trying to grow it each and every year to kind of reinvent it and try something new?
Every year after the event, we take about a week where we just decompress. You know, we take a step back and then we get together after about a week and we go, what went well? What did we crush it this year? You know, where did we absolutely slay? Where can we make it better next year? What can we do different? And we've repeated that process year on year. So we try to make it a little bit better, a little bit bigger every year. And so we try some things. Some of them work, some of them don't work. But this year we got some special stuff in store, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you know, I'm interested because it's been going on so long now. How many people you think that have come every year, or they continue to come back year after year? Do you find people put it on their calendar that we're coming back?
I think the folks in the community here now, this is a staple. This is the party that kicks off summer on Logan Martin Lake.
Right.
And, we try to, we're bringing the Pygmies out. We got a bunch of other great bands, Kudzu, Matt Bennett, Patrick Barnett. We got a fireworks show Friday night. So it's like, we try to light it up, man. We try to get, the lake people come every year. Everybody that has a home here or vacations here, this is on their calendar. Everybody that lives in Pell City that enjoys the lake, this is on their calendar. So yeah, I'd say we probably have a core group of at least 20,000 folks from just this area that know you don't miss Lakefest.
Well, so this is a random question, but if you don't have a boat and like you're looking for something to do this weekend and you just want to bring a family out, I mean, are there options for people that don't have a boat that just want to come hang out?
Oh, absolutely, man. We've programmed this event to be family friendly across the board. So Lakeside Park is a massive venue. We're going to have food trucks out there. We'll have vendors with apparel, with art, with merchandise, things of that nature. It also, within Lakeside Park, there's a massive kids play area called Kids Castle, so your kids will be entertained there. And Pell City has this multi-million-dollar splash pad that normally they charge $3 admission, $4 admission for this thing. We're covering the cost of admission for all the kids that want to come out to the splash pad this weekend. So that kind of stuff's going to be going, even if you're not in the mood for a boat or you're not in the market for a boat. Amazing festival atmosphere, amazing music, amazing food, amazing things for the kids to do. And then, like you mentioned, on Monday, we know it's Mother's Day, right? So we're going to give a free mimosa. You come out, you're a mom, walk up to that Lakefest tent, get you that free mimosa, man. Come out, hang out with us.
All right. So he wants me to ask you about the fireworks show. When is that? Either that or he's showing off his bicep. One of the two.
See that? How he got he did it? Fireworks show Friday? Yeah, Friday night. This has been a Lakefest tradition. Bennington Boats helps us put on this fireworks show Friday right after dark. We bring in the veterans from the local veterans home here. We honor them with a dinner, and then we throw a fireworks show on their behalf and in their honor. And it's always a good time. It's right there by the lake, so you don't have to come to in Lakefest to see it. You can bring your boat up and just dock right out there. And it's always just as coolest sight, man. You'll have hundreds of boats out there in the water. You'll see their nav lights and whatnot. That fireworks show just lighting up the night. And the weather this weekend, holy moly.
It's going to be perfect.
Maybe the best weather we've ever had.
Yeah. Well, look, I told this to Justin. We appreciate you guys have supported us from day one back, the roundtable days to where we are right here with the next round. I just want to let people know you guys are so dedicated to making this a great event for the community, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, thanks, man. We appreciate y'all's support. And, of course, we're big fans, man. We've always been big fans since back in the day. And, it's always been our mission to give back to the community, to put on an event that's safe and fun and that people enjoy and the community can get around. We're proud of really two things, man. We've always held a safe event. We've never had an incident at Lakefest. We prioritize security. We prioritize people's well-being. And the other thing is, this is a completely free event. We don't charge for admission. We don't charge for parking. Anybody can come for free. It's all driven by the sponsors. If you go to our website at loganmartinlakefest.com, AmFirst is our presenting sponsor, but there are literally 36 other sponsors, community businesses that help us make this event free. Anything that we don't use to produce the event, we give right back to the community. So last 14 years, we've given over $500,000 back to local charities, local sports teams, local church groups, first responders, things of that nature. So that's always been the mission of the event. Our sponsors, man, we've been so blessed since day one, having America's First, having Sylacauga Marine, Woods Marine, Poorhouse Branch, Rodney's, all these guys on board. They've made it so easy for us to focus on executing the event, not have to worry about raising money and keeping it free.
You guys are the best. Congratulations on year 14, man. We're looking forward to it.
One more question. I'm in the market for my second tattoo. What should I go with? What do you have? What's over here?
Over here, we've got, of course, a nautical theme.
Right.
You'll see the.
That's perfect for Dunaway.
Yeah. So you may want to consider that.
Does that come in small?
I'm telling you, I don't really recommend the 8-hour session in the tattoo chair, but maybe start with something a little smaller.
Yeah.
Get your feet wet and go from there.
Eric Hush, Lakefest, Logan Martin Lakefest.com. You guys do such a great job with it. Congratulations. Appreciate you having us out.
Thank you for
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff.
Thank you, man, very much. Lakefest this weekend again. That bottle of Pappy, which has disappeared. We're not in charge of that, are we? The Pappy's gone.
Oh, no, it's over
Oh,
there.
it's on
I
their
see it.
table?
Yeah.
I was about to say that was a fast job by somebody.
Just got it.
Yeah. What was that movie? Gone in 60 Seconds.
Nick Cage, Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah. Oh, we have some developing news.
Uh-oh.
Let's see who it is. I just have breaking news on that. You give them the Lakefest website again while I pull this up.
Logan Martin Lakefest.com. Again, coming up this weekend. It's Alabama's largest in-boat show. Fireworks on Friday night, live music all day Saturday, including the Velcro Pygmies. Mimosas for Mom on Sunday for Mother's Day. LoganMartinLakefest.com for more information.
All right, not that big a deal, but former Texas defensive back Austin Jordan is going to TCU. 6'1" DB, had an interception last year for the Longhorns. Obviously had been shuffled out, I guess, of the starting rotation. Yeah, so not that big a deal there.
Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I've got some 13 minutes left here. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings. Great location here in Pell City. 10 of them in the area, which includes a couple in our immediate area near our
Highway
studio.
280. You've got Chelsea now, Highway 150, downtown, all over the place.
Yeah, great place to go and watch the games. We've got games up right now. SEC tournament, basically the play-in game down in Auburn to get to the main bracket tomorrow. Ole Miss leading Kentucky 3-0. Winner advances into the bracket. Alabama starts the tournament tomorrow. Let's see. They're playing. They're the 9 seed. Auburn's the 10 seed.
Yeah, so Alabama wins, they will play 1 seed Tennessee.
One seed Tennessee.
Yeah.
And if Auburn wins, they'll play the 2 seed. So a tough draw for those folks. Baseball continues this weekend, but we got the NBA going on. Trying to find that in here. It's on somewhere. NBA is
baseball,
on. We got NHL, Major League Baseball,
playoffs.
Golf Channel's on. So that's what you get at Buffalo Wild Wings. All the games that are going on, you can see them. There are TVs above our head as well that you can't see in the shot. So support your local Buffalo Wild Wings because they host events like this who like to give back as well. College football national championship odds updated today by the folks at FanDuel. Back to your point on Georgia and Ohio State versus the field. Plus 300 for Georgia, plus 450 for Ohio State. After that, the next team.
It's going to be, I would say, almost 10-1, almost plus 1,000, right?
You have 2 teams that are under plus 1,000.
Texas and Alabama.
Texas and Oregon, plus 750 and plus 850.
Now, they do realize that Sarkisian has now won one big game in his life, and Dan Lanning still hasn't won one. You have to win multiple to win a national championship, right?
At least 3 now.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. So to recap, Georgia plus 300, Ohio State plus 450, Texas plus 750, Oregon plus 850. Now here's your big jump from 850
to 1,200
to 1,300.
It's going to be Alabama.
That's Alabama.
Yeah.
But that's the big jump there.
I would just say this, and I've made this point a bunch, and Alabama might end up going 9-3 this year. They might go 8-4. They might win a national championship. But if Nick Saban was the head coach, the odds would be about 4-1. And so, look, I understand Nick Saban's the greatest to ever do it, but I'm just talking about pure X's and O's. Kalen DeBoer is a real deal. Played for a national championship last year with Washington. That is value to me at 13-1.
Yeah, 13-1 for them.
But I would say this. I would wait. Here's what's going to happen, and this is a point I want to make on this. With Georgia, Ohio State, any of these teams, remember you can still lose a game or two being the Big Ten or the SEC and still get in. I would almost wait until that first loss, and then you're going to get really good odds.
So say Georgia comes and loses to Alabama, that would be a good time to buy Georgia.
Yeah, or even better, because Georgia is probably going to drop at that point 6-7-1. People will still speculate they're going to get in. If Alabama was to lose to Georgia in September, that 13-1 might become 20-1.
Ohio State losing at Oregon early in the year, they would drop. How far do you think they would drop? Would you jump on Ohio State then?
Yeah, probably 7-8-1 still. I mean, that game's relatively a pick right now. I think we saw where Ohio State is a 1-point favorite. I think this is the era where you wait for a loss. I don't think we're going to get undefeated teams anymore. I don't know how you feel about that. I think the Big Ten has gotten so expanded with more talented programs coming in. Same with the SEC. I think it's going to be nearly impossible to navigate at 16-0.
Your point that you've been making, and the FanDuel odds back this up. So I'll give you credit here. Lance has been talking all spring, and he will talk into the summer about Lane Kiffin not winning big games. Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss is plus 1,500. Now the same odds on trending upward, LSU at plus 1,500. So all of a sudden, it's not Ole Miss next, then LSU. It's not Ole Miss and then Missouri. It's LSU and Ole Miss on the same level. What you've been saying all along, you think LSU has been undervalued, and as we get closer to the season and Nussmeier looked good in the spring game, people are starting now to buy in a little bit more to LSU.
Well, I'll give Lane Kiffin a lot of credit. He has gotten Ole Miss to a better point than I thought he would. With all that said, he still hasn't beaten a lot of top 10 teams. The two things that I would look at, I know you like Lane Kiffin a lot, but who do you trust more as a head coach, Brian Kelly or Lane Kiffin?
Brian Kelly.
Who do you trust more as a program, LSU or Ole Miss?
LSU.
Yeah, and they're basically even right now. And LSU, I'm swinging a miss last year for me with 3 losses. I thought LSU would be in the college football playoff. I thought they would win the national championship. And again, did I really believe that? I don't know. We kind of take flyers. We have to say somebody's going to win it, right?
Right.
We're doing our 40 and 40 coming up. I got to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 teams. But I do believe if Ed Orgeron and Les Miles can win national championships, Brian Kelly can. Until I see it with it, I've never seen it with Ole Miss. I've never seen in my life Ole Miss playing a really, really big game.
Just over 3,000 now, 3,013 watching us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're watching us and you have not subscribed to us, please do that on whatever platform you're watching. If you're watching on one platform and you're like, dang, I didn't know they had a YouTube channel or an Instagram page or Facebook or Twitter. If you're watching on one of those and didn't know about the other 3, when we're done here, go like and subscribe there. Give us thumbs up and a positive response. We appreciate you always as we go over 3,028 right there. That's the high point, 29 now. Like a telethon, I'll keep updating you as we get new high points. Other SEC teams, Tennessee plus 3,000. Maybe some value here if they live up to their reputation. But Missouri plus 3,500. What happened to Missouri? Why are they dropping?
But again, I mean, like you could wipe your ass with a Missouri ticket. There is no chance. Can you see Eli Drinkwitz holding up? Didn't you say it's longer now?
Yeah, it's longer like this. Yeah.
Yeah. And so how good is Nico Imalaeva? I thought I had that name finally right. People are telling me I'm saying it wrong now.
Yeah, it sounds good the way you say it. Let's go Nico, though.
Yeah, okay. So how good is this Nico kid going to be? I mean, Tennessee is swearing by him. And look, who knows? He comes in, he's better than – you saw what Hendon Hooker, an elite quarterback, can do in a Josh Heupel system. If Nico is that good, Tennessee could be the wild card of the SEC this year. Again, that's one of those teams. Everybody talks about Georgia, Texas, Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss. Nobody's talking about Auburn. Nobody's talking about Tennessee. And to me, those are those teams that could kind of creep up and make a little noise.
Auburn in a second. Tennessee, 3,000. Missouri, 3,500. Texas A&M 4,000. Oklahoma, that brand who's made a living in the playoffs or getting to them, plus 7,000.
Again, I think there's only like 4 or 5 teams that can win a national championship. And as good as Oklahoma has been the last 25 years, Bob Stoops won it in his second year. They haven't won another one. Lincoln Riley had them in 3 consecutive college football playoffs, but they were unable to do anything with it. I'm not buying Brent Venables in year 3 is going to be able to do anything.
So if Oklahoma's 7,000, the next SEC team is Auburn. What do you think their odds are?
Oh, I would say Auburn's 80-1, 8,000.
Would you believe it's higher than 9,000?
I mean, 90-1 is getting high. I mean, maybe 100.
10,000, 11,000, 12,000 to 1 is the Auburn Tigers.
So 120-1 right now with the Auburn Tigers. I do believe if you give me 100, like Peyton Thorne, big fan now. Peyton Thorne's been nice to us, successful. I was dogging him. I said he was an average quarterback. I'll still say he's an average quarterback. I'm pulling for him to be a lot better this year. If you could give me 120-1 for them to make the college football playoff, I would put my own money up right now to win a national championship. No.
So do you feel better or worse as we get closer to SEC Media Days about Georgia, Ohio State versus the field?
Yes, I do. I think one of those 2 teams will win the national championship. You know, the thing that's going to be interesting is Ryan Day. Once you get into a college football playoff, and even going back to Michigan, the Michigan game, there's going to be so much pressure. Doesn't matter if he's already squarely in the playoff or not. Then once he gets into a college football playoff, how well he handles the pressure of those big games. I don't think the pressure bothers a guy like Kalen DeBoer, and that's why, like, I don't think Alabama's going to win a national championship, but if everything you gave me there, if I can get Alabama at 13-1 right now, I do believe this team will get better each and every week. Now, they might already have 2 losses in September, and it's too late, but I think Alabama's a little value there.
For 3,000, now 3,100 people watching all our platforms. Tell them about Lakefest. I got one more big thing.
Yeah,
So tell
Lakefest
everybody.
is coming up this weekend. It's why we're out here at Buffalo Wild Wings. We appreciate Sean and everybody inviting us out here. Eric, Justin, the great job they do with Lakefest. Logan Martin Lakefest and Boat Show, presented by AmFirst, May 10th through the 12th, Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free admission for the public. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend. Fireworks show on Friday night. Free Velcro Pygmies concert on Saturday. Cam from the Velcro Pygmies will join us tomorrow from 9 to 12 on the next round. And remember, free mimosas for Mom on Sunday for Mother's Day. Go to LoganMartinLakefest.com for more information. That is LoganMartinLakefest.com.
Okay, we're down to just a few seconds, a little over 90 seconds left to go. Yother asked this question: who has the better top 4 brands? The Big Ten with Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, USC. So that's 4. Or SEC with Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and/or Tennessee.
Oh, I'm going to go with the SEC because I'm going to pull Penn State out, and I'm just going to go Alabama, Texas, Georgia, and Oklahoma.
Got to put that in there.
Yeah, it's tight though. It's a good question.
Yeah, but see, the deal goes when you get past Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, USC, Oregon. Now the brands drop way off for the Big Ten.
Well, and
but for the SEC, you still got Tennessee there matching Oregon, and then you still have Florida, you got Texas A&M, you got some big names.
Well, in the Big Ten, they haven't won national championships. So I know USC is in the mix now, but 97 with Michigan, a split. And then you had 2001 Ohio State, 2014 Ohio State, and then this last year with Michigan, but not nearly what the SEC has accomplished.
Seth letting us know May 15th is the NFL schedule release. That is official now.
By the way, I would have put LSU in front of Oklahoma.
LSU, great brand.
Yeah.
Oklahoma was always in the playoffs. Uncorked, if you like the casual way I drove us through this 90-minute show here, that's what Taylor, that's a quick 90 minutes. You have to give me a pat on the back.
Well, I've been holding my I got to go to the bathroom bad.
Yeah, that's okay. We're down to seconds. You can hold it now. Our Uncorked. Go like and subscribe to Taylor. The Pennant Grace with Emily Grace and Ush, the Braves podcast. And, of course, the Meltdown every day at 2 o'clock Central with Lunsford and the crew. Thank you to Buffalo Wild Wings. Thank you to all of you, over 3,100 of you with us here at the end. We're back with you 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Until next time, have a great night.